You ready? All right. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Corey Oliver. I'm the Deputy Superintendent of Schools for Somerset Academies of Texas. I am also the principal here at Somerset Academy Collegiate. Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner. Today we are going to be talking to our varsity girls volleyball team and their head coach, Coach Gilmore. So welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good. Great.
Great. Okay. Tell us about yourself. We'll do a little introduction.
My name is Annalisa Rodriguez. I'm a junior, and I've been playing volleyball for about 7 years now. And then my favorite thing about volleyball, honestly, is probably just that you can bond over so many things together. And it pulls a lot of people that you didn't think you'd really be friends with together. And you kind of bond over those things together, and like you can play together when you never really thought you could.
That's an awesome thing to love about volleyball. That's my favorite thing about sports in general, is you go through it together and you come out the other side something different than when you started. Go ahead.
My name is Cynthia Rodriguez, and I have been playing.
Sisters, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have been playing for around 12 years. And my favorite thing about volleyball is really that it's like a team sport, and I really enjoy how competitive it is.
Yeah, and we were noticing in the warm-up that your hands are like a quarter the size of mine.
Yes.
So I wonder how you hit the ball,
I actually don't really hit the ball.
Oh, okay.
Well, you serve.
I do serve. You're right.
Okay. And then Coach Gilmore, tell us about yourself, sir. Let everybody know in our community what you do and how proud you are of this team.
So my name is Coach Gilmore. I've been with the campus for 4 years now. I have been with the volleyball program for 3 years. I have coached for about 15 years now. Looking back at this last season, we had a pretty good run. We ended a little short against KIP in regionals for San Antonio. So
Don't say that out loud.
don't say what.
We can't lose to KIP.
We won't lose again.
Ever.
Did come short, but looking forward to competing again this year. As far as goals, we have a lot of goals set for, individuals and as a team, but just in comparison to how we've grown this current year, we have about 20 events for the girls, which is about 10 more than what we played last year. And we have a really big preseason. Just finished our first tournament of the season, second place. It was a 1 day. Then as far as teams, we added a freshman team, which last year we only had 2 teams in high school. So we got an extra one. That's
awesome. I heard about that we were going to do that. I want to give you all the praise in the world because you've put together one heck of a great program. Not only are the girls winning, but, like Ms. Rodriguez said, they're playing together. They're learning new things about each other. And I think that's fabulous. And we're going to talk a little bit more in a few minutes about some of their academic goals and things. But I also want to shout out, while we're on this topic, your assistant coaches, because those ladies don't play. Like, I've met them, and they're very serious about their expectations for the team. And I know that comes from the top down. So tell us a little bit about what y'all's expectations are for your club.
So just across the board, it's just nice to have the coaching staff that I do here, from assistants to head coaches all the way down to elementary. And all the tryouts, all the practices, there's always multiple coaches. There's always someone helping at a game, multiple people helping at a game. So the athletes see all of the commitment that the coaches have, and they mirror that image, right? They're playing together. They're doing what they need to on the court, and they see the leadership that they have with the coaches. And so, like Cynthia and Annalisa mentioned, they enjoy the friendships and the bonding and competing together. That's what I have here with the coaches that I have. Like, they're 100% committed. They're going to tournaments that are not theirs. They're going to practices that are not theirs. So it's nice to have people step into roles that, it's set from the beginning, and they're consistent throughout the whole entire season.
Awesome. We here at Collegiate, we take volleyball pretty serious. And I don't know that was the case 4 years ago, right? So how long have you played with us, Cynthia?
This is my second year.
Second year. Stay close to the mic so we can hear you. The folks at home can't hear you. So your second year with us, how's the program grown just in the 2 years you've been part of it?
I think starting last year when I came from tryouts, it was very competitive. I think we've grown, definitely going back on the coaches. It's nice to see when you're at a tournament and, hey, that's the middle school coach, but she's there on the sideline doing our cheers, cheering us on. So I think it's really good. I like the competitiveness, like I said, and overall how we're growing. Like I think we've all improved from last season to this season.
Excellent. And what about your thoughts?
I think that this year is like a huge growth, just not even just from last season, just in the program. I've been playing here for 7 years now. So I've been with the middle school program, I've been with the high school program, and just kind of seeing it like wave through and just really seeing like I've seen some of my favorite seniors graduate and seeing how our program still stays and hasn't like dropped.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Mhm.
That's a testimony to systems, right, Coach? I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah. As far as like the growth from the program, Annalisa, can you talk about what we did over the summer?
We did summer league all summer, as well as you're seeing girls come in for summer camp at 10 a.m. and then 12 p.m. it ends, and then we'll have an open gym from 12 to 2, and then girls are staying from 2 to 4 for practice. So girls are putting hours on end into practice constantly, as long as like we're doing private lessons together. We're constantly like, I don't think there's 1 week, or maybe it was 1 week that I don't think I saw them out of the entire summer.
yeah, it was the 4th of July when the school was closed.
Yes.
Yes, that was the only week that we did not do something here.
It's and that's a testimony to where we want to go, I think, as a school for the kids, what they want, what the coaches want. And I know parents are very vocal on what they want to see in programs as well. But we run a summer boost program that was completely free this year. We had kids here all day long. We had a couple of hundred kids here doing that. We run camps for basketball. We ran camps for volleyball. And those are going to continue to grow from year to year as well. We're planning next summer already because we want to make sure that we're hitting all of our sports. This year, we added an open gym portion. So when kids were done with their whatever they were working on throughout the course of the day, they still had another hour or two that they could hang out and play. Maybe they don't play basketball, but they didn't want to go home. Volleyball's over. They could go over and play basketball and learn a new skill or just have a good time with their friends. And I think the more we do that and the more we expand our summer programs, the happier kids are going to be. They like to feel like they're prepared for the season when it starts, right? Like you want to win. That's kind of why we do it. You want to have fun, but you want to win. And you do that by everything that happens in the off season. It's not necessary. Once the season starts, you're in it. Like it's hard to work on things, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of where we're at right now. Just looking at all the work that we put in prior, we're kind of seeing the reward from what we did over the summer, right? Like before we started the podcast, Annalisa said, I don't think I ever went home for summer, but you're also seeing, what it took to get where we're at now currently, right? And so as a goal for individuals on the team, I want to see as many kids graduate with the intentions of or having a collegiate jersey ready for them once they finish walking the stage, right? So ultimately, as a program, I'm looking at 2, 3, 4 girls as opposed to what it used to be, maybe a one-off. I would say by the end of this season, we're going to have at least 2 or 3 committed athletes graduating this year.
Well, and if you've got 12 girls on your varsity program and you're graduating, let's say 5 kids, and 3 of them are getting scholarships, that's amazing, right?
Absolutely.
And obviously our goal is to get to 100%. And just so moms and dads and aunties and uncles and abuelitas know out there, right? Like we're committed to developing that program. We brought on Coach Walker this year to help with some connections, having played for Texas and the NFL. And these things can talk to each other, right? Like if you're bringing colleges out here to see your girls play volleyball, that's a connection that you can make and say, okay, it's soccer season. We got these kids. This kid's great. I don't know who to call. Do we know anybody where they want to go? And you can go, oh yeah, I talked to this coach. Maybe he knows somebody at that university or that college that we can talk to. So that's kind of been an expectation for us, for you guys, so that this year, like to really develop the relationships of that post-secondary world, because that's what you really do this for. And even if you go to college and there's not a like pro women's volleyball team after college, wouldn't you like to not have any debt, right?
Yes.
Like go to college for free. And so I love that. I love that possibility. Now, do either of you play AAU as well? Is that on top of what you do for the school?
Yes, sir. We both play club. This year, we're actually playing for the same club. So we're not the same age, but we play for the same club. And I think playing club makes a big difference too. It really keeps you ready for your season. Usually starts as soon as your season for school is done. but you can have pre-practices and stuff before.
That's awesome. So you're literally eat, sleep, breathe volleyball, pretty much for everything you do. Yeah, and you're doing the same thing, right?
Yes, so I don't have an off season. So we go to AAU for nationals. So we all whole year round because then we have school ball and then we have club ball and then you're their entire year. That's how majority of us are.
And you traveled all the way to Orlando just recently, right?
Yes.
So, and then do you play out there too? Is it the same
Yes,
club
I
team?
played in Orlando and Vegas.
Wow, two big old touristy destinations.
You have
ever
a
been
little
to-
vacation.
A little vacation on top of it. Well, that's good. Probably not cheap for mom and dad though.
No.
What else are we thinking about for this year outside of, I think, of the volleyball? You're still a team whether you're on the court or not, right? Do you guys think that way? Do
Yes.
you talk to each other, and what's it like being on a team with 10 other girls?
Honestly, majority of us are already like in our own friend groups with each other. Like it started because of volleyball. So I know a lot of us, we all talk a lot. Majority of the time, we're all had the same classes together because we're all pretty close in age. Where we're always talking to each other. I feel like there's not like one class period I go that I don't talk to one of my teammates.
That's great.
I think also when you're having morning practice, afternoon, you're with these girls 24/7. So you kind of get to know a little bit about everyone and you see their ups, you see their downs. So you create really tight bonds like through in the sport and out of it.
And I think that's kind of like the beautiful thing with this team specifically is I have a year full of girls that love each other, girls that want to compete for each other and individually. And you see it from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. when we finish our games. Like there's never any issues. They're hanging out, doing pregame stuff. They're not told to do those things. Like they do it on their own. Of course, we, encourage it or provide the means to, but I never have to say, hey, where is this kid? They're always together 100% of the time.
That's how you build a winning culture, right? And I'm just an old, Army grunt when you think about it. In the military, we come from all over the country. We come together. We don't know each other at all. And a lot of people mistake why you fight for each other. And they think, oh, it's the flag or we just wanted to be in the Army, and that's not really how it works out. That's not how we end up there most of the time. But as you get to know each other, as you kind of go through it together, right? Like you guys do, being here at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., playing all year round, traveling all over the country. That's kind of what it's like in the armed services. And then, like you said, Coach, you're playing for each other, right? You've got each other's back. It's the person on my right and the person on my left that I got to look out for. And you might have a different left and you have a right, but you still have each other in that bond, right? So I think that's really powerful. And I think that's what athletics does that you don't get in academics, right? And maybe you don't even get it in some of the fun clubs that we offer, but with athletics, you always do. You get an opportunity to be more than just a team. You become a family almost, right? You got any hopes for the team this year? Where you think what's your record gonna be?
Well, our big hope and goal is to win state. And I think honestly, last year losing at the regional spot really kind of gave us all that fire to come back this year and want it even more. So I think this year we've all put in the work, and if we keep going, it's definitely going to look good for us.
Awesome. She's confident.
Yeah, I think we were really crushed after that loss because that meant a lot to us. And I think it also showed us how much it meant to each other, how much we wanted it. And I think that really shows this year how much we all want to win state and how we all we want this to be our season, especially for our seniors that are graduating. Like we really want to give them that one last kind of send off.
I love that. I am a little bit concerned. I know we got some highlights we want to talk about here real quick of the season so far, but my first highlight is how did you all blow the entire collar out of the floor through 8.5 inches of concrete and it landed in my basement? How did you do that? I mean, that's incredible. Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
I don't think she was there. Annalisa,
Were
you there?
You did this?
For what?
You've been working out? Is that what happened?
Were you there when they were putting the pole in yesterday?
Oh, no.
Upstairs? You were downstairs with me. So it was during elementary, middle school practice. And whenever they put the poles in, I guess it fell through the gym.
All the way through the gym.
Through the floor.
No.
Yeah. And
To
it
the second
landed.
floor.
landed downstairs in one of the classrooms. Thankfully, they were empty at that time. But so we will be looking at all of the collars. We have 12 of them to replace. But at the end of the season, we'll fix this other one. That was an interesting highlight that I didn't see coming for volleyball. What about you? What do you think the big highlight of the year has been so far, Annalisa?
I think so far, honestly, just coming back as a team and having like so much going on that we all can like really compete and like beating teams that we had previously lost to. I just think that was just really big for us. Like there's two really big teams that we had beaten, and I think that, and we also like playing as a team together. I think that was just like the biggest highlight of the season so far.
What were these teams that you beat?
We beat Holy Cross and we beat the Saints.
Okay. And the Saints had swept you last year. You didn't beat them at all, right?
No, we did not. They were our first game of the season last year, and they beat us in 3 sets. So coming back this year, it really showed that we've made a major difference.
That's awesome. I like that comeback story piece.
Yeah.
When is your next game?
Our next game is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. And who do you want to show up and be here in the stands?
Who do I want?
Yeah.
I hope to see a lot more students in our section.
So you hope to see more students. So this is a
Yes.
private invite team, right? We're asking all of the Somerset Academy collegiate kids to come out and be a part of the volleyball game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. What about teachers? I saw some show up at the football game Friday, but how many teachers are coming? This is where we have to shame them into going.
I think
How many personal invites have you gone to a teacher and asked, like, hey, can you come to my game, or would you want to come to my game? And be honest.
I'm not sure. Honestly, probably not many, but I definitely think we should start doing that.
Yeah. Goal number 10.
10 teachers?
Yeah.
For
10
for
teachers.
Thursday night's game?
Yep.
That's a good goal. I like that. Thursday's my favorite night.
I like Fridays.
You like Fridays?
Yeah.
What about you? Who do you want to see in the stands?
Honestly, I mean, I can't say my mom. She works, so she sees me play no matter what. But honestly, I would say my teachers, or honestly, I would say people that aren't the teachers that aren't sports specific, that don't coach sports, to kind of
Okay.
show up to see what kind of like looks like to be in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I like that. And we've been working really hard this summer. I think the school feels different than it did when we finished last year. I think it's a very different place than where we ended and where we are at the beginning of this year. So I'm hoping that you will see a lot more of that happening. More and more teachers and staff members coming out and being a part of everything that you guys do. And that's a huge goal for me as well. So I support both of you 1,000% in that. What about you, Coach? What do you think?
I would like to see college coaches come and watch and see what is going on here, because I think the misconception is that a lot of people or coaches don't consider charter schools to be as competitive as UIL. But if they were to come to one of our games, it would be a much different perspective once they left.
Oh, that's a fabulous point. And this is where, again, this is where we can talk about all the people. You use your voice to tell your story, right? Instead of letting somebody else tell our story, we're here doing it now. So if any of you guys out there listening to this, share this out to any connections that you have at any of the Texas colleges, any colleges nationwide. Tag them on this podcast. Send this podcast out to them and say, hey, listen to what our kids are up to. Listen to what they're doing. And come be a part of their life and what their future might be. Because that helped us. We're looking on our end. But if you're out there listening to this, you can do your part. You can help us out by looking on your end as well. Now, you are the captains, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So it's I don't know how long we've been doing this, like 20 minutes already, 19 minutes and 10 seconds.
Wow.
The beauty of getting to come on and do this little podcast with us is you get to thank the people that you have made the biggest impact in your life so far, volleyball wise. So you want to thank somebody while you're on here? Tell them you love them?
As far as like in the sport or family?
Doesn't matter. It's your microphone, girl. Say whatever you want.
I think I would for sure thank my family for supporting me. Like you said earlier, club season AAU is not cheap. So it's really a sacrifice that you make throughout the gear, the shoes, getting you there to practices on time. When we have to wake up at 5 a.m., they also have to wake up at 5 a.m. So I think going back on that, I also want to thank my coach, obviously. I think it's really easy for a girl to fall like out of love for the sport as much as you do love it. So I think really being confident and knowing like hey, your coach has got your back 100% throughout the sport, it really makes a difference on the court.
Well said. I mean, you're going to make mom cry on that one.
And maybe coach.
I'd probably say my mom specifically. I mean, I love my dad, but my mom
But-
is my mom is definitely what you would call a soccer mom. She every single game we have, she sets on the sports. You like get meals for us, and then we're going out literally at 8 o'clock at night. Then the day before a game, she go get food for the whole team. If you need a water, my mom has a water. If you need medication, she has it. If you need literally
Dana, don't say that because that's against the law.
for me.
Oh.
And then if you need like anything, she always has something. Like somehow she pulls it out of her bag. And then
Have you seen the size of her bag?
no, it's
pretty
huge.
big.
It is. And then she always, without doubt, I don't think my mom has ever missed a single game. Like even if she's working, even if there's a home game here that she has to work at and we have an away game, she'll find someone to like help her with that so she can go to my game.
It's incredible. And I know your mom because she works for me, but just she doesn't miss a day of work. She always has a smile on her face. She very rarely gets upset. And if she does, she just wants to talk it out and figure out a solution and move on back to happy sunny, you know? So I think it's great that you guys thanked your families because at your age, you're old enough to recognize what it takes to get you where you want to go down the path of success. And I think parents really enjoy hearing that. So thank you for sharing that with them.
And just to echo on the appreciation, as far as from my perspective, I could not do this without Coach Sunny. I could not do this without the coaches that I have. I couldn't do it without the family support from every single family of an athlete that is on my team, from varsity down to, well, middle school and elementary just started, but all of high school teams on boys varsity, girls varsity, JV, 9th, 10th. Their families are amazing and they're constantly reaching out. How can I help? What can I do? Because they see how it's impacting the athletes every day.
Well said, Coach. Well said. Any last words?
We do have 2 tournaments coming up.
Okay.
One on September 6th and 7th. That's going to be the Castle Hills one. It's typically pretty tough. Some big tap schools play. Even some UAL schools are typically in it. I believe there's 18 teams in this tournament, and then there's a forced tournament, which again has some big competitors. Also, I didn't touch on this, but a goal for me and the team currently is the 4 seniors are sitting at contention for all academic. So they're at that 3.75 GPA currently. So they just need to maintain that in order to be in contention for that award. And then we are going to be giving out the all region team. So as long as we make it further than we did last year, we'll have 2 spots for that as well.
Awesome. And you know, that's one of our 5 pillars, right? Student athlete. And for you to have 4, is it all 4 seniors? 4 seniors that they're all in contention for all academics. I mean, that's incredible. And that's what we need to live by. I mean, that has to be the core focus of everything that we do on this campus, because that's your difference maker. You might have the same stats as another person wanting a spot in a college, right? But academically, if you outperform them, you got a better option. You got a better shot of getting on that team. So those are always important. What about you? Any last words, Miss Cynthia?
I think come out and watch us play. If you're someone that's watching this and has never played volleyball or have an interest of it, definitely try it.
Cool. And you?
I think that honestly, yeah, same what Cynthia said, like kind of come out and kind of realize that the atmosphere is just, there's so much energy, especially when we're on. Like you can hear when we're on. And I've had coaches come up to me and be like, y'all are great. Like I've never seen so much energy be in the gym at one point.
I like that because I got a lot of energy myself. Hey, Somerset Academy family, check this out. We are on our way out right now, but I want you to know this year our theme is Saddle Up. So I want you to get on that horse seat, ride down here and see these girls play some volleyball. Whatever you can do to support our team, support our schools, let's do it. We're going to take this thing all the way to the top. Hey, don't forget, we have some seats available. So tell your friends, man, this place is blowing up. It's going to be amazing. We will catch you later. Have a great day.